24 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning. Rebecca Rabbit is on the phone. She's been with us before, and she keeps us informed about what we need to know about Medicare open enrollment. It's now, and it'll be only until December 7th. So if you need to enroll in Medicare, you've got a little bit of time, but not a whole lot of a little bit of time, I guess. Rebecca is the Vice President of Medicare Solutions. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Tell me where you are again. I can't remember.
I'm in St. Louis, Missouri.
How's the weather there? St. Louis, Missouri.
It's actually been in the 50s. It's been pretty nice here.
Oh, that's what it's going to be today, right? It's today one of the cool days in Florida. So is that the state that Mark Twain is from, Missouri?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
You're for the Mark Twain state.
Nice.
Robin went to see a Mark Twain show last night, a one-man Mark Twain show.
Yep. Really good, too.
Guy puts on a big hairy wig and he
smokes a cigar on stage.
And he talks about... So how you doing?
Sounds like fun.
How are you, Rebecca?
I am well.
So,
happy to talk about Medicare with you.
Yes, and the one thing I wanted to make sure we understand this is not Affordable Care Act. That has a deadline of the 15th, I think.
Yes. This
Excellent point. I think this is Medicare, and a lot of people do confuse the two, I think.
Well, and we have a unique listening audience because we have a university in our listening audience, and we have a lot of retirees in our listening audience. So we have both ends. You know, the younger people might want to use the Affordable Care Act, and the older folks will probably use Medicare.
That's correct.
So,
and we think with the holidays coming up that there's a great opportunity for both of them to be talking about how do they make sure they have health care coverage next year.
Okay, excellent point. And so is there anything different this year? We'll start there.
There's probably not anything dramatically different other than people will see differences in the cost of the drugs and if they're taking anything, where it might fall on the covered list in terms of what it's going to cost them at the pharmacy when they go. Probably the biggest thing for the Medicare beneficiaries is that they will be receiving new beneficiary identification cards starting in April.
Okay.
But we're hearing now that there may be some fraudsters out there trying to...
There's always somebody, right?
Getting some of our older folks to pay for these cards, and there's no cost to these cards, so don't get tricked into thinking you have to pay for this.
Oh my gosh, there's always somebody going to try and rip you off, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, you always talk, we always hear too that just because a person has one kind of Medicare plan, this gives them the opportunity to peruse all the other plans that are out there, and then if they pick one and then they change it, but then they decide they want something else, they can still do it until the enrollment period ends.
They have all the way up until December 7th. So even if they've picked a plan already, but they've done a little more research and found out maybe they want to try something else, it's not too late to make that change.
And is it a good idea for the seniors that are going to be covered by Medicare to include their children in on this decision?
I do think it's helpful because sometimes children or other caregivers will think of things that you may not think of. Things like maybe you're not taking a lot of medications today, but maybe you should be thinking about medications you might need next year. And so when you pick a plan looking only at premium, for example, may not give you a full picture of what your total cost will be next year.
Oh, my.
Does Medicare pay for things like wheelchairs and non-pharmaceutical things?
Mm-hmm.
Does Medicare pay for those things?
They do, but it's covered under Medicare Part B as in boy, which usually covers some things related to physician office visits. We call that durable medical equipment, wheelchairs and canes and things like that. So that is covered under Part B. Or if you join a Medicare Advantage plan where it's kind of an all-inclusive plan, it's often covered in there as well.
And that's also help in the bathrooms and for the showers, those bars and things?
Yes, it would include that too, in some cases. Mm-hmm.
Just think when we were younger, a bar in the shower meant something totally different.
Yes, it did.
So October 15th was the beginning of this, so we're kind of really late already into this whole thing. We're about 1 month into it, I guess, right?
We're about 1 month in, and we've got about 3 weeks left. And so maybe people have already started doing a little bit of research and may find it actually a little overwhelming. So sometimes it's nice to have that all written down, pick 2 or 3 plans that you're interested in looking at, and then take the time with family who actually some may be in healthcare and very familiar with how health plans work, and get some of your questions answered, and make sure that the things you're thinking about make sense to someone else.
Oh, that's a great idea. I wonder if any of our local, and I'm not plugging any facility, but I wonder if any of our local retirement homes or assisted living facilities have, an event where they will
explain this, and have like a group meeting.
Yeah, question and answer session, that kind of thing.
Do you have something called the Medicare Star Rating System?
All of the Medicare plans are rated on a 5-star system. So 5-star being the best or the most quality plan, and then a 1-star being those that you probably should think twice about enrolling in. It's a very competitive process. The plans know they are being evaluated on their quality. You can find the quality rating on all of the plans' websites, but you can also go to the Medicare.gov website, which is the federal website, and you can look in their tool called Plan Finder. It will tell you what the star ratings are. And it's good to look at a plan that's 4 or 5 stars.
And we had seen another website, roadmapformedicare.com.
Yes. That's a website that Express Scripts has put together to help individuals begin the process of thinking about, gosh, how do I sort through all of this? What are some of the terms I need to be familiar with? For example, what's the difference between a deductible and a copay? What does the premium actually mean? How do I think about what are the important elements to me in choosing a Medicare plan? And once you've educated yourself on that, then you can start actually comparing plans. You can, for example, Express Scripts offers several plans, and you may look at whether those meet your needs. And there's many other national as well as local plans that individuals may want to look at, and you can do that on the Medicare.gov website.
I'm guessing the people whose interest we are piquing right now are those who are new to this. They just turned 65, right? Mm-hmm. Or those who have something that changed drastically, I guess, in the past year. I mean, those two groups are probably wondering, wanting to know more. So that's the website to send them to, is roadmapformedicare.com?
That's a great place to start your educational journey, yes.
Okay. And, of course, Medicare.gov is another one you might want to go to. Any phone number that you might have for the listeners who, I know it's rare anymore, but some people still don't use the Internet.
Yes. So you can speak to an Express Scripts Medicare advisor by calling 866-544-3794. And you can also always call 1-800-MEDICARE, and an advisor there will answer any of your questions and direct you to some additional resources.
All right.
You really sound genuine about this, Rebecca, and we really do appreciate that you're doing this. Do you have parents that you have had to help, not just your own, but other family members?
I have, and it can be very confusing to them. So making sure that you help the seniors that are in your family, especially during this time when we may have some extended time together, make sure they're just thinking through even a little long-term, what they might need, because it's a unique opportunity right now to enroll in Medicare, and they should also realize that you have an opportunity to change every year, so that if the plan you pick or your health care conditions change, you have an opportunity a year from now to also be able to re-enroll or select a different plan.
Wow.
Rebecca, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to help us with this and for giving us the information so we could look into it further. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you both.
Okay.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
I'm a deputy.
I'm an artist.
I'm a bookworm.
We are blood donors.
No matter what defines you, being a blood donor with Life South makes you a local lifesaver. When you donate with Life South, your blood stays in your community to help patients in local hospitals. Make being a blood donor part of your identity. Be a local lifesaver. Donate blood with Life South today. Visit lifesouth.org for locations.
Here is your 30-second news brief. The penalty phase continues today for convicted murderer James Bannister. He could get the death penalty. AAA is forecasting that this Thanksgiving will have the highest travel volume in a dozen years. A Florida dog is getting a Purple Heart for heroic service in Palm Beach County. Orlando International Airport is opening a new 1,600-space parking garage today, just in time for the holidays. And Light Up Ocala, Ocala's signature holiday kickoff event, is tomorrow. And that is your news brief from The Source. Here. Oh, that was my cue right there. Sorry. All right, I got the headphones are working. Thank you very much. And okay, the news story about the new garage at the Orlando International Airport. Here's the weird thing. You know, like when you leave and your dog has to go stay at a kennel.
Yeah.
You know, you say to yourself, let me find a really good kennel. Let me find a really good place. And then when you find one, then you bring your dog there and you're ready to go on your trip and you say, all right, be good. I'm going to miss you. Okay, see you later. And it's like a child, right? And then your dog looks at you like, what do you mean? Wait a minute, this is not my house. And then you leave. All right, so all these years of having a dog, now I don't have a dog anymore, so I don't have that to deal with this trip. But I'm going to leave my car at the airport because we're taking a train to New York and then we're flying back to Orlando. So the car will be waiting at the airport the whole week. And I feel like, oh gosh, they got a new garage. My car is going to be so happy in this new garage.
It is. It's going to smell great.
It's going to say, oh my gosh, I'm in a new place. It's crazy.
It's true, though. Inanimate objects will be nice to you if you're nice to them. I say thank you to God every morning when my car starts.
Oh, that, yes, I do too.
I do. I say thank you, God, for starting my car.
I do the same thing. All right, we have news, but we have callers. Hey, it's Friday. What's up with that fun on a Friday? Remember, that's in our contract. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. You know, there are off-airport parking spots that are less expensive than the airport.
How much?
One I remember using most frequently was like $7.95 a day.
Oh, it's $2 cheaper a day. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, the one we found in Orlando, they have one that's like covered, which is like $16. But the one that's not covered, you're not under a roof. It's $10 a day.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But you're talking about off of it's not on the.
Yeah. There's on that marginal road that runs next to 528. There's two places right there.
All right. Hey, I was thinking of you this morning. There's a sale on Amazon for this radio. Is this a good one?
Yeah.
ICOM 2300H. Do you know what this is? This one?
Yeah.
Is it a nice one?
Yeah.
Is that a good?
It's a nice one.
Is that a good price for $195?
Yeah, it's a pretty good price.
What do you need besides that? You need an antenna, right?
Yes, you need an antenna.
Okay.
You can either you do a mag mount or a more elaborate antenna that requires mounting to the roof.
We should get this for Doug.
I have little mag mounts, and they work okay.
Let me ask you something. Would Doug need to pass the test to get the license?
You in order to use the transmitter, you must have a license.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we will do something. Doug, you're not listening right now. Santa Claus is just not even paying attention to you. All right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
Okay.
That's good information, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to park off of the property, though.
Yeah, I know.
Because on the property, you have that little shuttle that takes you back to your car.
Yes.
If we don't have a shuttle, what are we going to do?
Yeah, we have to hoof it.
We'll be huffing it as much as it is already up in New York.
We'll see. We'll see what it's like.
So we looked at the lineup. We looked at the lineup of the celebrities that'll be in the parade.
Yeah.
We don't know any of the new singer. We didn't know any. The only name we knew was Smokey Robinson.
Yes.
Oh no! It wasn't. Patti LaBelle.
Patti
LaBelle was also
in
in that parade.
Yeah. she was.
So we'll know
later.
2 people. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, guys.
Hello, Hugh.
Good morning.
Yeah, see, Jim's right. In the garage parking at Orlando Airport is $17 a day, and in the summertime, you're probably better off paying that extra because outdoor parking, if you get back in the afternoon, you're not going to get in your car and hold the steering wheel for about a half an hour after you run the air conditioner, so you're almost better off parking in a sheltered spot, you know.
Yeah.
We've been doing since we've lived here in Florida is we take the shuttle to the airport, and it's $40 one way. But when you get through paying for a week $17 for parking and the tolls on the roads there and that, it's more convenient, and I think you're better off.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, good thought.
Yeah.
Good thought.
So
Yeah.
I want to give you, I'm a Weather Channel guy, so I want to give you an update on the weather forecast for your parade.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
The newest forecast now is for 45 and sunny.
There you go. That's helpful.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Last week it was windy, rainy, and cooler than that.
Yeah,
so
but
hopefully it doesn't change, but it's not pretty good. There's a lot of stuff going through right now this weekend, but it's supposed to clear out next week. It looks pretty good for you guys.
Well, let me tell you what I did. After you told us that, I rebooted the computer, and then the good weather came in. So thank you for letting me know that. Yeah.
Well, these weather predictions, they go out so far that they're probably less than 50% accurate when you get right. That's too far out, like a week or two, But supposedly you get to the date you're involved with, they get quite a bit accurate. But it looks pretty good.
Thank you, Hugh. Appreciate the information.
You're still going to have your mittens, though.
I've got them. I got all my clothes on my bed. I pulled them all out this morning. I'm ready to pack.
I've never needed mittens my whole life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hugh.
have a good day.
Thank you. By the way, I've been on planet Earth for a while. It's not my first visit here. I've seen this world a few times. All right. Well, let's see. Any news you want to talk about? Anything fun?
Oh, well, I did go to the Ocala Civic Theater last night to see the Mark Twain a one-man show with Michael Edwards. It was outstanding. It's going on today, tomorrow, and Sunday. There's a matinee tomorrow and an evening performance, so it'll go through Sunday. It's really, really a great show. Theater was practically packed since it was opening night. They had hors d'oeuvres and everything last night, and it was really fun. And the 4 singers that were there was a barbershop quartet, 2 gentlemen and 2 ladies that had performed in the Civic Theater before, dressed in that kind of period garb, the ladies with the bells, and it was beautiful. So, this is a night not to be missed. It's really, really outstanding. The show was an hour and 15 minutes, including intermission, so it's not very long, and it's really fabulous. Does a good job.
There you go. Very good. Good information. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, go see that. That guy was really nice.
Oh, yeah, Michael Edwards. He's a super guy. And he's got the makeup. He looks just like Mark Twain, and he's really fabulous.
Let me tell you about another super guy.
Okay.
I'm not even in the mood to dive into seriousness.
Okay.
The other day we had in the studio a gentleman who called himself Mr. George. He's a minister. He had gone through some horrible times in his life. He was homeless. He tried to commit suicide by swallowing rat poison, bleach, and ammonia.
Yeah, that was horrible.
He did not die from it, but he was able to. He wasn't not able to swallow after doing that to himself. He says he was healed by the minister Benny Hinn. What do you call him, televangelist?
Yes.
Anyway, Mr. George has, since going through those deepest, darkest of times, come full circle, and now he's ministering to other people, and he's helping the homeless, and he's asking us to ask you to help him. And tomorrow is the day. He has teamed up with Bob Wine's Community Gardens, and they have a 501c3, what do you call it? Nonprofit?
Yes, nonprofit.
Or whatever. It's called Spirits Aflame. It's a ministry, okay?
Yes.
And they're asking for hygiene products, toothpaste, toothbrushes, washcloths, soap, baby wipes, shampoo, conditioner, razors, lotion, toilet paper, and I think food also, right?
Yep, non-perishable food items to distribute.
Mr. George was homeless for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's homeless. 4 years. Holy mackerel. This is a sweet guy, too.
And he lost his wife, and he didn't want to live after she passed away.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
If you happen to see somebody on the street, I know this is hard to do, but if you see somebody you know is homeless, let them know there's an event happening tomorrow. You know, if I could put in an extra 2 cents here. This is at the Marion County Courthouse, by the way, in the parking lot.
Yes.
Marion County Courthouse parking lot from 10:30 till noon, so it's just an hour and a half long. 10:30 to noon tomorrow, Marion County Courthouse parking lot. But the other 2 cents I'm going to add, you know, if you're there, you're just a short walk away from the Marion County Homeless Council. Karen Hill is heading that organization. Mm-hmm. Go talk to them. Get the ball rolling in your favor. You know, figure out some way to do something. Let the people who have committed themselves to helping other people help you. You know, you deserve a little help.
Well, certainly.
You know, go ask for some help. So go tomorrow and, get some food, get some hygiene items, get cleaned up, whatever. Go see Karen and the folks over at the at her place, which is the big, tall building. I forget what they call that building. It's where the coffee shop is.
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
It's not that tall, but it's tall for Ocala.
Right,
What's
exactly.
It, 7 stories or something?
Yeah, it's a big white building. But no, they'll help you out. But this is a great, great thing that Mr. George Ministries and Bob Lyons Community Gardens and Nurseries are putting on for our community. It's marvelous.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, the airport is way over by 436, and the railroad station is way on the other side by Orange Blossom Trail. So you're going to need some time to cab over between the two places.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
too.
we've got that all worked out.
I got an Uber taking me.
Yeah, we got it all worked out.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
Okay.
all worked out.
Bye.
I'm amazed.
I know. I love the Tin Man song.
The Tin Man song.
Yeah. from
Oz
The Wizard
never
of
did
Oz.
give nothing to the Tin. Oh, if I only had a brain.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh, I thought you meant the America song.
No, I forgot about their song.
If I only had a brain.
Sorry. I'm looking for. I was talking to my mother last night, and she said her friend would go to New York all the time to visit her children on the train. She would just take her knitting and stuff, and she would just have such a most enjoyable ride up there. She just really enjoyed it, and she would do it all the time and would fly back, and she just really had a great time with that. So a lot of people are having a good time with going on the train. I'm just so happy to hear that. We're going to have fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Gosh. Mark it on your calendar. This is the first time in all the years of doing this, we didn't even get one news story in there.
Yeah. I love lights.
Not one story. Not one. If you want the news, you're going to have to wait till 8:35. And then we can't offer opinions.
No.
All right, we will be back. You know what this is? This is WOCA. Ocala.
The source.
And yeah, the source. We'll be back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Republicans get closer to tax reform, passing a bill in the House and the Senate Finance Committee, where Chairman Orrin Hatch says,
I really resent anybody saying that I'm just doing this for the rich. Give me a break.
Democrat Claire McCaskill.
$179 billion in reduced Medicaid subsidies.
Well, there are no cuts.
Beg your pardon. That's where the money's coming from. Where do you think the $300 billion is coming from? Is there a ferry that's dropping it on the Senate?
A full Senate vote's expected after Thanksgiving, and then differences with the House bill have to be worked out. 20 people are hurt in a fire at a senior living community in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Crews, along with the police department and fire department, entered this building, made numerous rescues, and helped with evacuation.
Police and fire spokesman Dave March. Some residents had to be rolled out into the cold in beds or wheelchairs to be